How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Peace, peace on earth. So, we are reading the entire Bible, including the Apocrypha and the Pseudipigrapha. Come on in, join us every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time when every episode is released. We're either live or there will be a replay or recording of the reading for the day. Now, why are we reading the Bible? Why are we reading the Bible, you may say? Because we are magicians, witches, esoteric thinkers, mystical people, Christian witches, magicians, sorcerers. This entire community is a magical community. So why would we be reading the Bible? We're not reading the Bible because we think that the Bible came from God. We're reading the Bible exactly for the opposite reason, because we know that the Bible is not about God. The real God is not in the Bible, and the Bible is not inspired by God at all. The Bible is simply literature, humanity's library. And if you want to know all the facts and figures and the details about it, I wrote a book about it called The Real God Is Not in the Bible. You can pick up the ebook on Amazon. It's linked below. And you can also get the paperback and the hardcover on Kickstarter. Ah! My cover designer, oh, thank you. Oh, let me tell you about the outfit. It's from Amazon. Oh, let me give you the little link to Amazon. Since you asked about the top, this is actually a sheer top, and I put this white tank under it. So I love sheer tops. There's something about them. They're sexy without doing too much. And they are Aries Moon. And they are really comfy. This one from Amazon is really comfy. I got it in black and white because I loved it so much. And let me get you a link to it, baby. Say less. Let me get you the link to that. Now, as I pull up this link, there's also something else I want to say about the 3 books of Enoch. I found what I was looking for you yesterday. I found it. Here is the link to the top that I'm currently wearing. Hashtag paid link. This is my Amazon affiliate link. And when you purchase using my links, I receive commissions. Yay! Thank you so much for shopping my Amazon links. And baby, the stuff that I use, things that I get that I'm not, I only talk about things that I like, things that I use, things that, work for me. So, oh, thank you so much. I do love it. I do love it. Yay. This is my first time wearing it too. It just got delivered yesterday. Now, I did find, oh, by the way, if you're brand new here, hold up, wait a minute. Let's do a proper introduction. I'm Reverend Valerie Love, also known as Kaisi, and I'm the author of 26 books on practical spirituality. And I lead retreats all over the world to Thailand, Bali, Egypt, Sedona, and beyond. And we welcome you to all of the deliciousness in this global spiritual community at valerielove.com and christianwitches.com. Ooh, Aries Moon is giving wealthy goddess. Well, now that's what I want. Maybe that's what I want. By the way, I don't know if you all know this, because you all know me here on the Valerie Love channel and the Christian Witches channel. You all know me. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go any further, I promise you I'm not all over the place. I just sound like it. Before I go any further, with regard to the book, if you are a member on the Valerie Love YouTube channel and the Christian Witches YouTube channel, you have the book as a gift in ebook format. Go get it. It's in a community tab. Go get it. And it gets updated for you periodically as I write more. Go get it. It's a gift. And I thank you for supporting the Valerie Love channel and the Christian Witches channel. Love that. Love that. My cover designer, then we're going to go to the part that I was going to say in just a moment. Let's put a pin in it. My cover designer has to rework the cover because I keep writing. And she's like, okay, how many pages is it now? I'm like, okay, this is how many pages it is now because it's almost doubled in size since she created the spine for me. And of course, according to, paperback or hardcover, the spine has to be the width of the book. So she's doing that right now. She's reconfiguring the cover. And this time I think this is going to be it. I think we nailed it this time. If not, I'll have to go back and pay her to do some more stuff to it, which I love because I love her work. She is super phenomenal. She is the one that created the cover for me for The Real God Is Not in the Bible. I am going to show it to you on valerielove.com/books. She nailed it. She nailed it. She nailed it. She gave me exactly what I want. This is the book cover. She nailed it. The Real God Is Not in the Bible. How religion and superstition blinded humanity to the truth for thousands of years. Quite likely the most important book I have ever written. And she gave me the scary looking dude on the cover. She gave me the moon, galactic, cosmic in the background. She nailed it. She gave me the hellfire kind of damnation thing going on. Yeah, she nailed all the themes. She nailed it. She nailed the book cover. And I am so thankful. Okay. So, money in the vortex. Look at all our new members. Free membership gift. Yay. Tasha, you are so freaking awesome. You are so freaking awesome because you love to give out memberships on this channel. And I so love you for that. And I so appreciate your support. I just love that. And everyone who just got a free membership, so you can go grab the book, Tasha doesn't pick who gets the free membership. Okay? YouTube picks of whoever is in the chat who gets the free membership. So I just want to let you know that in case you thought, why didn't you pick me? That's how it works. She doesn't pick them. YouTube picks you for an baby. Enjoy the membership. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Now, here's what I want to say, and then we're going to go to Enoch. And I found what I was looking for you yesterday with regard to Enoch. Most of you know me as a spiritual galley. You know me, a spiritual gal, spiritual girly. Most of you know me as a teacher of magic, mysticism, metaphysics, writing books on the same. You may not know that there's a whole other side to Kaisi online, a couple of other faces of Kaisi online. One other aspect of my beingness, of who I am, is I am a writer of epic fantasy novels with spicy erotica. Members, you have access to that too. So when you go in, you will see the first novel. And please tell me in the comments, in the community tab, your impressions, how it lands on you, because this is my first novel. It's kicking my butt. I got it out. I'm writing 2 more in the series, and I'm telling you. So that's another face of me, and I write those books under the pen name Luna Bloodstone. Yes. Another face of Kaisi online is my glam brand. I have a glam beauty lifestyle home decor brand called Glam the Goddess. It's linked below with its own YouTube channel, and it has its own Instagram and its own TikTok. And that's all about fashion, beauty secrets, my travels around the world, things I do in the home, all my things that I love. That is on the Glam the Goddess. So you will see it down below. Yeah, baby, books of fire. Yay. Yay. Oh, yes, I'll show you. Actually, I think it's linked below also. My Glam the Goddess YouTube channel. I will take you there right now. And my Glam the Goddess TikTok. I also have a Glam the Goddess Instagram. And I'm also on Pinterest which I love. It's at Glam the Goddess. So let's see if we put it into Google, how Google-licious it is. Yes, Glam the Goddess is right there on YouTube, Glam the Goddess on TikTok, accessories, hauls, all of this is me. Yep. So Benefit Cosmetics, oh yes. So if you, oh, black mesh shirt, look at that. Lost Books of the Bible, yes, and Instagram. Let's see, is this my Instagram right here? Let's see. Oh, no. Let's go back. That's not it. Okay, but you can see the TikTok, and on my TikTok, on my Glam the Goddess TikTok, is nowhere near the size of the Christian Witches TikTok. The Christian Witches TikTok is like 45,000 people, followers, tons of views, tons of comments. I mean, it is wow. The Christian Witches TikTok. This is like my life. This is like my life, like what I'm doing at home and what I'm wearing and my nails and my yoga, and that's just me hanging out, just doing my life. 60 plus beauty. That's just me hanging out doing my life. Okay? So, oh, it hopped off screen share, but I'm going to do this in a way that will make it. There you go. That is my Glam the Goddess TikTok. Like I said, the Glam the Goddess Christian Witches. I'm going to just show you the Christian Witches TikTok, because baby, it is all the way live. Christian Witches. It is all the way live. It's linked below, I believe. This is the only real one. These are fake. The ones where you see that they snatched my picture in Christian Witches 0, Christian Witches 6. Those are fake. This is the real one. That's me. That's me. Okay. And so I posted, I want to give you
Here's how I knew the dark goddess.
a insight into these platforms, because I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. Of course, YouTube is my home base. I'm on all these different platforms. And some of my short form content goes on more than one platform. This is an example. This exact video,
Here's how I knew the dark goddesses were calling me. You know,
on
the dark
TikTok
goddesses, like
has
Hecate or
76,000
Hecate,
views,
depending on how you like to say it. The
12,000,
Moorigan,
over
a knot
12,000
who
hearts,
wears a belt of heads
468
on her
comments, almost 500
waist.
comments,
You know, the dark goddesses,
2,080
Cali the
hate.
destroyer. There are dark
That's the, hold on. That's this video right here. You see, 76,100 views on TikTok. I want to show you this same video on YouTube, because sometimes YouTube be trying to front with me, even though I absolutely love YouTube. I want to show you something. Let's go to YouTube. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen. Hold on. Okay, here's my YouTube. Let's go to the same exact. Oh, maybe it's on the Christian Witches YouTube. Yeah, I think it's on the Christian Witches YouTube. Hold on. Let's just go to Christian Witches. Let's go to the Christian Witches YouTube. Oh, I know what it is. It's not on the shorts feed. No, it's not a short. Okay. Hold on. Let me get myself together. Let me find this for you. Okay. Shorts. Okay, it's not on the shorts tab. Let's see if it's on the Christian Witches channel. Where the heck did I put that video on YouTube? This is really strange because it's somewhere on YouTube. Where is this video on YouTube? Here it is. It's on the Christian Witches YouTube channel. 148 views. Stop fronting, YouTube. Stop fronting. I think it's on Instagram with about 4,000 views. TikTok is beating y'all. TikTok is beating y'all. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, thank you all. You all are so amazing. Thanking Tasha for the membership. You all are so freaking awesome. So awesome. The Book of Enoch. There are 3. Why are they so far apart in dating? One is dated to the 1st to the 3rd century BC. One is dated late 1st century CE. And one is dated 10th century CE. Obviously, Enoch is not the writer of all 3 books that bear his name. We don't know if there was ever a historical person named Enoch. Enoch is a stand-in. Enoch is a symbol. Let's look at a timeline of the 3 books of Enoch, which I asked the AI to create for us so that we have a visual to place the books that we are reading, to understand their origins, and then we'll get into our reading of the very mystical, maybe even Kabbalistic book of 3rd Enoch. And I'm going to spell you to stay on screen share. And I will share now what I found. Enoch. This is what I was looking for you yesterday. Here is the timeline. Feel free to take a screenshot, and I'm going to correct the AI, because AI needs correcting, because sometimes it's batshit crazy, and sometimes it's just dead wrong, and sometimes it's just jumbling things up, and sometimes it doesn't understand what you're talking about, and sometimes it's flattering you. So you've got to get the AI in order. Here is a visual timeline. Here's Enoch 1, 300 to 100. And as we said, it is a composite text. It's made of separate parts, disparate parts, I would say, because part of it is the Book of the Watchers, the oldest part. And then it also has the parables and things like that. So there could possibly be 5 parts to that first book of Enoch drawn together in one codex. Let's go to Enoch 2, possibly the 1st century CE, before the temple destruction, Second Temple destruction, for all the reasons I spoke of yesterday. 3rd Enoch, 400 to 600 CE, early Jewish mysticism. I have heard this is inaccurate. This text that we are currently reading is more likely dated by scholars to the 10th century CE, not 400 to 600, more like 10th century CE. Now, let's go into the reading of the Book of Enoch. We'll stop our screen sharing on that screen, and we will get into the very mystical. Oh, you are going to love this. You're going to love this. I love the mystical parts. Yes. Here we are. Chapter 2. Let's be sure we're on screen share. Yes. Chapter 2. The highest classes of angels made inquiries about Rabbi Ishmael, which are answered by Metatron. Ishmael said, in that hour the eagles of the Merkabah, the flaming Ophanim and the seraphim of consuming fire, asked Metatron, saying to him, Youth, they're calling Metatron youth, youth, why sufferest thou one born of woman to enter and behold the Merkabah, or the Merkabah? I've heard it said both ways. From which nation, from which tribe is this one? What is his character? Metatron answered and said to them, from the nation of Israel, whom the Holy One, blessed be he, chose for his people from among 70 tongues, nations, from the tribe of Levi, whom he set aside as a contribution to his name, and from the seed of Aaron, whom the Holy One, blessed be he, did choose for his servant, and put upon him the crown of priesthood on Sinai. Forthwith they spake and said, Indeed, this one is worthy to behold the Merkabah. And they said, Happy is the people that is in such a case. Chapter 3. Metatron has 70 names, but God calls him youth. I love that. Ishmael said, in that hour, I asked Metatron the angel, the prince of the presence, what is thy name? He answered me, I have 70 names, corresponding to the 70 tongues of the world, and all of them are based upon the name Metatron, angel of the presence, but my king calls me youth, Nahar. Chapter 4. Metatron is identical with Enoch, who was translated to heaven at the time of the deluge. Rabbi Ishmael said, I asked Metatron and said to him, why art thou called by the name of thy 70 names? Thou art greater than all the princes, higher than all the angels, beloved more than all the servants, honored above all the mighty ones in kingship, greatness, and glory. Why do they call thee youth in the high heavens? He answered and said to me, because I am Enoch, the son of Jared. For when the generation of the flood sinned and were confounded in their deeds, saying unto God, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. Job 21:14. Then the Holy One, blessed be he, removed me from their midst to be a witness against them in the high heavens to all the inhabitants of the world, that they may not say, the merciful one is cruel. What send all those multitudes, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, their horses, their mules, and their cattle, and their property, and all the birds of the world, all of which the Holy One, blessed be he, destroyed from the world together with them in the waters of the flood? Hence, the Holy One, blessed be he, lifted me up in their lifetime before their eyes to be a witness against them to the future world. And the Holy One, blessed be he, assigned for me for a prince and a ruler among the ministering angels. In that hour, 3 of the ministering angels, Uzzah, Azza, and Azael, came forth and bore charges against me in the high heavens, saying before the Holy One, blessed be he, said not the ancient ones, first ones, rightly before thee, do not create man? The Holy One, blessed be he, answered and said unto them, I have made and I will bear, yea, I will carry and will deliver. As soon as they saw me, they said before him, Lord of the universe, what is the one that he should ascend to the height of heights? Is not he one from among the sons of those who perished in the days of the flood? What doeth he in the Rakia? Again, the Holy One, blessed be he, answered and said to them, What are ye, that ye enter and speak in my presence? I delight in this one more than in all of you, and hence he shall be a prince and a ruler over you in the high heavens. Forthwith, all stood up and went out to meet me, prostrated themselves before me, and said, Happy art thou, and happy is thy Father, for thy Creator doth favor thee. And because I'm small and a youth among them in days, months, and years, therefore they call me youth. Near. Chapter 5. The idolatry of the generation of Enoch causes God to remove the Shekinah from earth. The idolatry inspired by Uzzah, and Aziel. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the prince of the presence, said to me, from the day when the Holy One, blessed be he, expelled the first Adam from the Garden of Eden and onwards, Shekinah was dwelling upon a cherub under the tree of life. And the ministering angels were gathering together and going down from heaven in parties, and from the Raquia in companies, and from the heavens in camps to do his will in the whole world. And the first man and his generation were sitting outside the gate of the garden to behold the radiant appearance of the Shekinah. For the splendor of the Shekinah traversed the world from one end to the other with a splendor 365,000 times that of the globe of the sun. And everyone who made use of the splendor of the Shekinah, on him no flies and no gnats rest, neither was he ill, nor suffered he any pain. No demons got power over him, neither were they able to injure him. When the Holy One, blessed be he, went out and went in from the garden to Eden, from Eden to the garden, from the garden to Raquia, and from Raquia to the Garden of Eden, then all and everyone beheld the splendor of his Shekinah, and they were not injured until the time of the generation of Enoch, who is the head of all idol worshippers of the world. And what did the generation of Enoch do? They went from one end of the world to the other, and each one bought gold, bought silver, gold, precious stones, and pearls in heaps like unto mountains and hills, making idols out of them throughout all the world. And they erected the idols in every quarter of the world. The size of each idol was 1,000 parasangs. And they brought down the sun, the moon, planets, and constellations, and placed them before the idols on their right hand and on their left, to attend them even as they attend the Holy One. Blessed be he, as it is written, 1 Kings 22:19. And all the host of heaven was standing by him on his right hand and his left. What was in them that they were able to bring them down? They would not have been able to bring them down but for Uzzah, and Aziel, who taught them sorceries, whereby they brought them down and made use of them. In that time, the ministering angels brought charges against them before the Holy One, blessed be he, saying before him, Master of the world, what hast thou to do with the children of men? As it is written, Psalm 8:4, what is it? What is man, Enoch, that thou art mindful of him? Adam is not written here, but Enoch, for he, Enoch, is the head of the idol worshippers. Why hast thou left the highest of the high heavens, the abode of thy glorious name, and the high and exalted throne in Araboth Raquia, in the highest, and art gone and dwellest with the children of men who worship idols and equal thee to the idols? Now thou art on earth, and the idols likewise. What hast thou to do with the inhabitants of the earth who worship idols? Forthwith the Holy One, blessed be he, lifted up his Shekinah from the earth, from their midst. In that moment came the ministering angels, the troops of hosts, and the armies of Araboth in 1,000 camps and 10,000 hosts. They fetched trumpets and took the horns in their hands and surrounded the Shekinah with all kinds of songs. And he ascended to the high heavens. And it is written in Psalm, forgive my not reading this Psalm Roman numeral correctly. Whatever it is, verse 5. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Chapter 6. Enoch lifted up to heaven together with the Shekinah. Angels protest answered by God. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, prince of the presence, said to me, when the Holy One, blessed be he, desired to lift me up on high, he first sent Anaphiel, H. H equals tetragrammaton, the prince, and he took me from their midst in their sight and carried me in great glory upon a fiery chariot with fiery horses, servants of glory. And he lifted me up to the high heavens together with the Shekinah. As soon as I reached the high heavens, the holy Chioth, the Ophanim, the Seraphim, the Cherubim, the wheels of the Merkabah, the Galgalim, and the ministers of the consuming fire, perceiving my smell from a distance of 365,000 myriads of parasangs, said, what smell of one born a woman, and what taste of a white drop is this that ascends on high? And lo, he is merely a gnat among those who divide flames of fire. The Holy One, blessed be he, answered and spoke unto them, my servants, my hosts, my cherubim, my Ophanim, my seraphim, be ye not displeased on account of this, since all the children of men have denied me and my great kingdom, and are gone worshiping idols. I have removed my Shekinah from among them and have lifted it up on high. But this one, whom I have taken from among them, is an elect one among the inhabitants of the world, and he is equal to all of them in faith, righteousness, and perfection of deed. And I have taken him for as a tribute from my world under all the heavens. We're going to pause here. If you came for the reading, there you have it. Let's get into the commentary. This is fascinating because now we are at the origin point, or we are at perhaps the beginning or perhaps the middle of the creation of Jewish mysticism. This third book of Enoch is not dated to the first book of Enoch or the second book of Enoch, as we just spoke of shortly ago. Oh, thank you so much, Dia. Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. The Psalm XLVII is 47. Thank you so much. Oh, now I see. Okay, so the X before the L is the 40, and then the VII is the 7. Thank you so much with my Roman numerals. Thank you. I haven't read Roman numerals since I was in school. Thank you for that. Yo, my co-host, thank you so much for helping me out with that. So this book is very separate, as we said, from 1 Enoch, 2nd Enoch, 3rd Enoch. They're separated by hundreds of years. These three books are separated by centuries. It's an important aspect to keep in mind because we see the evolution of it. So though they all, 2 and 3, harken back to themes in Enoch 1, They are not a simple retelling or a reiteration of Enoch 1. Enoch 2 is closer to a reworking of Enoch 1, and Enoch 3 is something altogether different, using the same characters in Enoch 1. Although Rabbi Ishmael, who is writing this, it clearly says this is Rabbi Ishmael writing this, and we more can view Rabbi Ishmael as a real person. Rabbi Ishmael has renamed Enoch and has let you now know that Enoch is now Metatron. And he gives you the reasoning, how did Enoch turn into Metatron? And he also tells you that the God in this story was being fussed at by the angels on multiple occasions. First, the angels were like, and I told you so with God. God, blessed be He. You always want to do the respect. Didn't we tell you don't make humans in the first place? Whoa, that's pretty forward for angels who are only supposed to be ministering and singing and doing all the things that the God told them to do. Yet in this story, you have the angels confronting God on several occasions. And the first confrontation is, and I told you so. Why did you even create them in the first place? Wow. Y'all are smart mouths. And that's wow. Next, so Rabbi Ishmael is not painting the angels. You can see the hubris of the angels. Rabbi Ishmael is not, in his portrayal of the angels, he is not giving you these perfect beings that just do the will of God all the time. They question God. They skewer God. Um, and every time somebody new shows up in heaven, first Enoch showed up. What is he doing here? They're out of sorts. They go up to the God and make their case. What is he doing here? Why did you bring him up here? They're not just these trusting beings that if God said, bring him up, then he's supposed to be up here. No, no, no. They were like, no, splain. Lucy, splain. What is he doing here? They're asking the God, what is Enoch doing here? Enoch is standing there like, is this a bad time? Because I can always come back later. He's like inching out of heaven, and the God is like, no, I like you. Y'all shut up. They're having a back and forth about Enoch until God has to establish. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I killed everything down there in the great flood. You don't remember? I killed all the animals too. And I killed the birds of heaven. Now, I was scratching my head on that one. How did you kill the birds of heaven when they were flying above the? I thought they were flying. I don't know how the birds got caught up in it. He killed the birds. He killed the birds. I killed everything down there. But him, I like him. Yeah. So I kept a pet. You got any problem with that? No, no, no. Ain't got no problem with that. Until the next time they had a problem with that. When Rabbi Ishmael was there and looking at Metatron and Enoch, and he says, well, why do they keep calling you youth? Well, I'm kind of like the baby around here, considering all these beings are like super old. They're like, I don't know, millions of years old, immortals. And I'm just, hanging out here. So I'm only 365. I'm like a toddler. Okay, youth, get over there. And it sounds like a diminutive. It sounds like it sounds like they're like, youth, get over here. Youth, go get them trumpets for us. Youth, go clean up in the third heaven. Youth. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay. Yet Metatron is talking to Rabbi Ishmael. He's showing Rabbi Ishmael what's going on. Rabbi Ishmael is asking questions. And of course, then they go back to the theme of, yes, the theme is the angels send. The angels, and we got the Azazel and this time his name is Aziel, that same one, led the watchers away. That theme is still there. Led the watchers away, came down to earth, corrupted the people, taught the people sorceries. The people piled up silver and gold into mountains. They made idols. They're mad at that. It's a replay. It's a replay. Okay, it's a replay. Oh, maybe it took the birds down. It could have been. And you know what else, too? You know what else, too? If the birds had nowhere to rest, I could see how that also, they can't just fly forever and forever and forever. So if they have nowhere to land, I can see how that could take out birds as well. So you're right, Dia, about that. Mama Kayusa, your commentary is the best. Oh my goodness. It's just stuff just comes to me as I'm reading it. I'm like, wait, y'all are fussing with the God? Is that allowed? You know, it's like we're peeking into this drama that's happening through Rabbi Ishmael's eyes. He's looking at and he's asking Metatron questions. Oh, this is a great story. I love this story much more than I love Second Enoch. I absolutely do. Aries Moon, isn't that the truth? The audacity of them to question the God. Can you imagine? Now, by the way, I want to say this to you, to everyone. Okay. Harmoniously, you, me. Are these the same angels that became the so-called fallen angels? Yes. Same ones. Yes. So we have many stories about them. Sometimes they're called the Watchers, sometimes led by Azazel. Azazel is a name that keeps repeating. Here they call him Aziel because the names kind of morph over time a little bit. And sometimes we have different spellings of names and things like that. And so, same story. And what is that story? That story harkens back to the Ijiji. The Ijiji who decided that they wanted to have wives of humans, and they did, and they rebelled. And according to the story, one of the stories that I have read, the reason the Ijiji did that, the reason they got emboldened to do that, because remember, the Ijiji were the lesser gods, and the Anunnaki were the quote unquote great gods. None of them are gods. We're simply saying how people refer to them. The Anunnaki, flesh and blood beings, the Ijiji, flesh and blood beings that left plenty of physical evidence here on this planet. The Ijiji only got emboldened to marry women on Earth when they saw the Anunnaki do it. The Anunnaki were the ones that first married, first copulated with women once they saw how beautiful the creation was. Now, I've got to give it to Ninhursag on this one. Ninhursag, Lady of the Mountain. Nin means lady in Sumerian. So that's why you see a lot of the women named Ninlil, Ninhursag. Nin means Ninlil. Yeah, Nin means Lady of the Mountain. Or Ninhursag was also a great mother. Ninhursag is the one who they record as one of the most advanced biological uh, scientists who ever lived, and a chief geneticist, and working with Enki, super smart, yet Ninhursag, Enki could not have fashioned humans without Ninhursag. And Ninhursag had surrogate mothers. They were implanting, just like we do today, implanting fertilized eggs into the surrogate mothers. And they got 7 girls and 7 boys born because they genetically manipulated the seeds, the eggs, so that they could produce this thing. And they made a lot of mistakes. They made one, they couldn't stop peeing, couldn't hold back his urine. The sphincter muscles obviously didn't work. They made one that the legs were on backwards or the arms were on backwards. They made one that couldn't speak. They were continuously doing their trials. These were just like the FDA does pharmaceutical trials. This was biological trials. It was trial and error. And each time they were perfecting their biological genetic tampering. They were they knew the gene. Now we mapped the gene pool only a short few years ago. We mapped the genome, the human genome, right? The Human Genome Project. We mapped the human genome just shortly, not too long ago. And the people that worked on that won Nobel Prizes. The Anunnaki, they had already had it mapped. They were at much more advanced than us. And we know certain things. We know how to give a kid blue eyes. We know how to make genetic modifications to people. We know how to do that now. So why would we think that no one else knew how to do that? And so Ninhursag is really, I really appreciate Ninhursag, because if it had not been for the Anunnaki Ninhursag, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this conversation. And no, I'm not saying, oh, Ninhursag is God. Oh, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here. That's not what I'm saying. The infinite source, I know the difference between people who call themselves gods, like the Anunnaki, and the true infinite source that is all in all, through all, as all, in which we live, breathe, move, and have our very existence, infinite consciousness. I know the difference. A lot of people don't know the difference. They think that something outside of them is God. That's what they think. And that's okay. People can think anything they want to think. I don't think about God. I know God. I live in God. I am one with the universal source. You are one with the universal source. All is one with the universal source. There is nothing other than the universal source, infinite consciousness. And there are many scientists who are coming to this understanding now as well. So when I say I credit Ninhursag for her input in who we are as a species, I do not think that she is God or even a goddess. I know there are some people that view Ninhursag as a goddess. I don't view Ninhursag as a goddess. I view her, according to what I have studied about her, that this was a advanced, super intelligent. She was like, what's the girl's name on Wakanda? That was the Black Panther's sister. She was like her. What's her name? And the girl had the whole laboratory. The girl had, and now she's going to be the Black Panther. What was her name? Shuri. What was her name? Lady Ninhursag was like her, but imagine her 10 times smarter. Well, maybe not 10 times smarter. Imagine her squared. Imagine her as a being that lived for hundreds of thousands of years from another star system that was way, 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 way even more advanced. And imagine if Shuri could get her hands on some of the things that Lady Ninhursag could do, and Lady Ninhursag's lab. I would have loved to have seen Lady Ninhursag's lab. Would love to have seen it. So what I'm saying is I am thankful, because had it Suri, okay, thank you so much. Had it not been for Lady Ninhursag, we might be still swinging on trees right now, because they say the evolutionary process that would have led to us having speech, storytelling, all the things that we can currently do, writing, would have taken millions of years. We certainly wouldn't have all these abilities now. We would not. We would not. That's pure genetics. We would not have had all of these abilities right now. We just would not have it. And biologists have admitted that, and they call it the Great Leap Forward. And no one knows what created, somewhere between 200 and 400,000 years ago, what created the Great Leap Forward, that all of a sudden Homo sapiens sapiens can tell stories, worship, speak. Well, it says it in the Sumerian tablets. Why? Because they were discussing it and they said, we can't have something that's too dumb, because they have to be able to take instructions from us, because they're working for us. So we need them to be smart enough to take instructions and smart enough to be able to carry out the work that we need them to do. They can't just be these apes jumping around grabbing bananas and not listening to us. We've got to encode intelligence, but not too much intelligence. We've got to encode a longer lifespan, not too long, though. 120 is it. They capped it. 120 is it. Now, of course, I'm not saying that you could never go past 120. There's people that have gone past 120, not many. And scientists can't find the answer to that either. Why do we even get old and die? They don't know. Well, it's in the genetic code because the telomeres shorten and it just unravels. And next thing you know, your genes cannot, every time the cells are made, they're not reproducing a perfect, pristine reproduction. It's degrading over time. The cells are replicating, but when the cells replicate, they are not making a pristine replication of the cell before it. That's why baby cells replicating are very different from an 80-year-old cells replicating. It's going to be a gradual decline in the replication of the cells, and there's going to be a shortening and a fraying of the telomeres. So you're going to get older. All of us are. And then eventually we're going to all be gone. Everyone. Ain't none of us getting out of this thing alive. And so I made peace with that. Just make peace with it. And, there are these people on this planet. Let me tell you about modern day vampires, and then we're going to end this. Can I tell you about modern day vampires? You're going to brace yourself, because this is where Reverend Val says something even stranger than all the things that I've just said. Is that even possible? Yes. Modern day vampires are among us. I don't only mean the mystical kind that sink their teeth into your mainline veins, suck you dry, and turn you into one of them. Not just that kind. And I do sense that there's some reality to that kind, though I cannot prove it. So I just leave it to you to determine. I'm talking about the kind who legally get blood from people and put it into their own bodies. Here's what I'm talking about. Not only can you go to a blood bank and give blood, why do they need all this blood? Why do they need all this blood? And why are they incentivizing people to give blood? $80 to give blood? Why? I did some scratching at the surface of that, and it was pretty horrifying. There's some horrifying things in this world. So we need to just keep bringing the love and the light. Here's why. They're incentivizing young people. Do you notice that there's only certain kind of people that they want your blood? They don't want everybody's blood. They only want certain people's blood. And they're paying you for it. And you can come in on a regular basis and give them your blood. Like, what? And there are people that actually help to pay their bills from giving blood. But it gets worse. And it gets worse. Plasma. They want you to give them plasma. Plasma? Yes. They want plasma. But not just any plasma. They want plasma from young people. People in college. Tell your kids in college, do not give blood, do not give plasma. They pay you all this money to give them your plasma. Does this sound like a vampire to you? It sounds like a vampire to me. In essence, it's the same thing. They take the plasma out of these young people, and your plasma, you got energy, you've got all kinds of things going on in your plasma. It's not supposed to be being sucked out of your body. And then they're kind of walking around like zombies because, they're draining their plasma. Then they take the plasma and give it to these very high-end spas who buy them for super cheap, because they're not giving them a whole lot of money for their plasma, right? Enough money that they can, maybe for a couple of weeks, they can buy Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. And then while they're in college, right? And then get a little pocket change. They turn around and they sell the plasma to these high-end spas, med spas, that then insert the plasma, infuse infuse the plasma into people who want to be young forever. Is that one of the most horrific things you've ever seen? Uh, so you have a lot of young people walking around kind of in a daze. If you see young people walking around in zombie states, it's because the plasma is getting sucked out of their body, and this is very widespread. And they take the plasma and they sell it. There's high demand for young people's plasma so that people can go to the med spa, uber rich, and I won't even say it's uber rich people because I know uber rich people that ain't getting plasma shot into them. They're not interested in that. I'm talking about people who can afford it and people who are of that consciousness are getting the plasma pumped into them. I'm giving you a very simplified version of it so that they can have eternal youth. What do you call that? I call it vampirism. It's vampires. It's just done differently. Vampirism. So I don't know how we got on vampires from the book of Enoch, but hey, there's no tangents in spirituality, as I always say. I leave you with that. I will see you tomorrow where we will continue in the mystical book of Third Enoch with Rabbi Ishmael, Metatron, Shekinah, and the Merkabah. Love you. Well, peace.